Tyler Perry has finally broken his silence, and what he's saying privately is far darker than anything ever admitted publicly. According to people familiar with the situation, an unofficial social media account linked to Perry has been quietly circulating statements that strip away Meghan Markle's carefully curated image and replace it with something far less flattering. Not a press release, not a sit-down interview, a controlled leak. The kind people use when they've decided they're done protecting someone. The message coming from Perry's circle is blunt. Meghan, he claims, is not who she presents herself to be. Behind closed doors, she's described as cruel, dismissive, and openly hostile to people she considers beneath her. Staff, assistants, service workers. The same woman who speaks publicly about compassion and mental health, Perry reportedly says, is capable of humiliating people in private without hesitation. One claim in particular has rattled Hollywood. Perry is said to have told associates that Meghan would regularly lecture audiences about empathy, inclusion, and kindness, then turn around and belittle his own staff moments later. Not disagreements, not firm leadership, verbal dressing downs, eye-rolling, public undermining, people being reduced to tears while she walked away unmoved. According to those who've seen the posts, Meghan was especially fixated on status. She allegedly obsessed over why other celebrities were outperforming her, why their projects were more successful, why platforms like Netflix weren't pushing her content harder. The tone, insiders say, wasn't reflective. It was resentful. She reportedly framed every setback as proof of conspiracy, bias, or sabotage, never miscalculation. One accusation repeated several times is that Meghan routinely claimed she was being held back because of her skin color. Perry's alleged response to that, shared privately, was icy. He reportedly found it manipulative, especially when paired with her treatment of staff, many of whom were themselves people of color. To him, the disconnect was glaring. Advocacy on stage, intimidation off it. What's made this situation explode is timing. Meghan has gone conspicuously silent, just as Tyler Perry has been navigating his own turbulent moment in the public eye. No statement of support, no visible solidarity, no loyalty. People close to Perry say that silence spoke volumes. For someone who constantly demands public backing, her absence during his difficulties was noticed and resented. According to one source, Perry came to a realization that many others have reached before him. Meghan is loyal only when it benefits her. Relationships are transactional. Support is conditional. When the spotlight moves away, so does she. And that realization, people say, is what finally loosened his tongue. Then there's the dinner party story. It's been whispered about for years, but Perry's circle has allegedly confirmed it. A private dinner, high-end venue, a waitress brings the wrong wine. A simple mistake. English is not her first language. She apologizes, tries to fix it. According to multiple accounts, Meghan snaps loudly, aggressively, demanding to know how someone so incompetent could be employed there. Witnesses say the waitress was visibly shaken. Meghan reportedly escalated, calling for the owner, demanding the woman be fired on the spot. The waitress walked away in tears while Meghan continued shouting. No attempt to de-escalate. No grace. No empathy, just rage. Those present described the moment as chilling, not because of the outburst itself, but because of the lack of self-awareness. This was someone who had built a public persona around victimhood, now acting as the aggressor without restraint. And this story is resurfacing now for a reason. Over the past few weeks, Meghan's name has been attached to an escalating series of rejections. Dubai quietly distancing itself. The United Kingdom making it clear she is not wanted back. Brand partnerships collapsing before they ever materialize. Invitations drying up. Silence replacing attention. In Hollywood, people are connecting dots. The pattern is familiar. Grand speeches, private cruelty, public blame, no accountability. One executive reportedly described her as emotionally radioactive. Work with her, and you inherit her grievances. Question her, and you become the villain. Distance yourself, and you're accused of persecution. This is why doors are closing. And now, even the one person who has remained publicly loyal, Prince Harry, appears to be pulling back. Harry has not been seen with Meghan in situations where joint appearances would once have been guaranteed. His recent interviews come with strict conditions. One source says he now refuses to speak unless reporters agree not to mention Meghan at all. That alone is extraordinary. For years, he fused his identity to hers. Now, he's actively trying to separate. One incident has become especially telling. According to a source familiar with the exchange, Harry lost his temper with a street interviewer who attempted to ask about Meghan's alleged yachting party past. The reaction wasn't offensive. It was furious. The source says Harry snapped, demanded the camera be turned off, and walked away. To some, that reads as loyalty. To others, it looks like exhaustion. People close to Harry say he's beginning to see what others saw earlier. That Meghan's conflicts follow her. That every room eventually turns hostile. That relationships end not with closure, but with scorched earth. And that he's been left to manage the fallout. This realization, insiders say, has been slow and painful. Harry defended Meghan against family, friends, institutions, and the press. He burned bridges on her behalf. Now those bridges are gone, and she's fighting new enemies instead of helping him rebuild. Hollywood has noticed executives aren't blind. They watch behavior patterns. They listen to staff. They track how people treat waiters, assistants, drivers, because those interactions reveal far more than curated speeches ever do. And the consensus forming around Meghan is brutal. She is seen as difficult, demanding, unpredictable, quick to accuse, slow to support, and deeply resentful of anyone who outpaces her success. That's why Tyler Perry's speaking out, even unofficially past it matters. He was one of her most powerful allies. He gave her credibility, shelter, access. For him to step back and for stories like these to leak from his orbit signals something fundamental has shifted. This isn't just about gossip anymore. It's about reputation collapse. Meghan's defenders have long argued that criticism is rooted in bias or media cruelty. But this wave of distancing isn't coming from tabloids. It's coming from industries, brands, countries, friends, allies, people who once had every incentive to protect her. Now they're protecting themselves. What's left is a woman increasingly isolated, lashing out at imagined enemies while real support evaporates, accusing the world of bullying while leaving a trail of bruised staff and burned relationships behind her. The irony is sharp. Meghan claims to fight for the voiceless. Yet the stories now surfacing are about silenced workers, crying waitresses, intimidated assistants, people too powerless to speak publicly until now. As this year unfolds, the question isn't whether more stories will emerge. It's whether anyone will still be standing beside her when they do. Dubai has stepped back. The UK has closed the door. Brands have moved on. Hollywood is wary. Tyler Perry has turned from ally to liability. And Harry, the last man defending her, appears to be inching toward the exit. Meghan once positioned herself as the center of a movement. Now she looks like the center of a storm, one that destroys everything it touches.